Finance Committee will come to order. The Finance Committee meets this morning to discuss an important set of nominations that are instrumental to the federal government's finances. First will be the nomination of Marjorie Rawlinson to be Chief Counsel at the IRS. The Chief Counsel's office is responsible for ensuring that the agency is implementing tax law by the books. It is difficult to overstate the importance of this responsibility, but we're very pleased that the President has sent the Finance Committee such a qualified nominee. Ms. Rawlinson has spent decades in tax and management fields in both the public and the private sector, including several years at the Office of the Chief Counsel she's been nominated to run. If confirmed, she would be the first woman to serve as Chief Counsel. As colleagues are aware, the IRS is waist-deep in its work to issue guidance related to the Inflation Reduction Act. Having a confirmed Chief Counsel will ensure this work is carried out to the letter of the law. This is particularly important as this committee, for example, spent years and years, Ms. Rawlinson, working on the clean energy tax credits and the prescription drug issue in particular. Now, the Chief Counsel's office also has an important role in the IRS's effort to move away from auditing low-income and middle-class Americans and towards complex pass-throughs and wealthy individuals. This goes right to the heart of reality in the tax code. Working Americans, mostly low and middle income, overwhelmingly comply with the law because their information is automatically passed on to the agency through payroll. On the other side of the coin are the complicated pass-throughs and other structures often designed by the wealthy, specially for tax avoidance. I expect any Chief Counsel to provide support for the agency's effort to put more attention on billion-dollar partnerships rather than low-income individuals and to ensure that legal strategy is sound, as I have little doubt that those who have made vast sums through tax avoidance schemes will be fighting this fresh approach with a legion, a huge number of lawyers and accountants. It's no secret, as you know, Ms. Rawlinson, that Democrats and Republicans have differing views about how the IRS should operate. The position of the Chief Counsel has historically been one that has received bipartisan support, and it's my hope that that will remain true with Ms. Rawlinson's nomination. The last Chief Counsel, Michael Desmond, was reported out of the Finance Committee with a 26-2 vote and was confirmed by the Senate 84-15. I hope, colleagues, we can maintain this record of bipartisan support. Now on to the public trustees. The Board of Trustees of Social Security and Medicare is responsible for issuing annual reports to Congress on the status of the trust funds that ensure Americans receive their earned benefits now and into the future. The board is made up of 6 members: the Treasury Secretary, the Secretary of Labor, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, and the Commissioner of Social Security, as well as 2 public trustees. The board has been without public trustees for over 8 years. Unlike most nominations that come before us, the public trustees do not represent the views of the president or the agencies they will be managing. The public trustees represent the American people, ensuring their voices and their views are represented in the annual reports that are done. The Finance Committee has long held the view that when the term of a public trustee expires, a new public trustee must be nominated to bring fresh views to the board. That's going to include insight on emerging trends in Medicare, like how to update and strengthen the Medicare guarantee, which has been a special priority of this committee. We were led by the late, and I feel great, Senator Orrin Hatch, who led us in this transformation of Medicare away from acute illness only to dealing with cancer and diabetes and heart and stroke and all of the chronic illnesses. So these are the kinds of issues that the group is going to have to tackle, and seniors are counting on leadership in areas like chronic care that has its roots in the bipartisan work in this committee, and I was honored to have worked with Senator Hatch on it. I'm glad to see we're going to have 2 new faces before the committee, although they need little in the way of introduction. Tricia Newman is basically a household word for all of us who've been toiling on these issues, and for me it goes back to Gray Panther days, and She's been a household word on Medicare policy and finances. As a longtime leader at the Kaiser Family Foundation, she worked in both the House and the Senate. And when Americans read articles, news articles about healthcare policy, there is a very high probability that Ms. Newman will have been interviewed for the article. Demetrius Kouzoukas has been nominated to fill the Republican slot for the public trustee. He's got extensive experience across our federal health programs, serving at both Health and Human Services and the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid, as well as a variety of roles in the private sector. Both nominees, in my view, have the experience needed to represent the public and ensure the integrity of the board's reports. I'd like to emphasize that this role requires putting the public interest first, not the interests and values of your day job and other financial relationships. The financial future of both Social Security and Medicare are very much on the minds of families across the country as well as lawmakers. And what we will have to do is chart a course that will protect and strengthen America's earned benefits. So we thank the trustees for considering this role, as it's going to require a substantial amount of time, many dozens of hours of work each year, and sweat equity to fulfill this public service. So I want to congratulate all three nominees, thank them for joining the committee today. I support all of these choices. And after Senator Crapo makes his opening remarks, we've got a few routine questions that we ask nominees, and then we'll go forward with our discussion. Senator Crapo.